We are talking about commas. We've talked about them before, and then we even edited sentences before with commas. What does a comma look like? Who can tell me? What does a comma look like?
Miss Ivey?
It's a little dot with a little tiny tail.
It's a little dot with a little tiny tail. That's right. So you draw a little dot with a little tiny tail, or you can draw just a little tail.
That's what I do. It's like a tadpole.
Like a tadpole. That is a great description. Can you wait? We already have 2 people out. Then go. Okay, that is right. And there are many different places in our writing that we need to use commas. And we're going to talk about all of them today. And then we're just going to practice a few of them because this is a lot of places we can use commas. Who remembers why do you use a comma? What does a comma tell you as a reader? What does a comma tell you as a reader, Esra? When you stop for a second, is it as long as a stop as a period?
No.
No, a period's a full stop, right? But a comma is just a quick pause
It's
in your
kind of like
talking.
a slow.
It's kind of like a slow down. Kind of like it gives you a sign to slow down for a minute. So, Alex,
I got it.
take it off your head, please. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to talk about the different ways to use commas. Girls, sit up. Then we are going to practice editing some sentences together where we put the commas in the right place. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Then at the very end, you guys are going to do it all by yourself where we're going to look at different sentences and edit them ourselves, making sure we have the commas in the right spot.
Yay.
Okay. Alejandro, I can't ask you again to sit up. Thank you. Okay, so the first time we use commas is what is called a compound sentence. Can we all say compound sentence?
Compound sentence. I already read that all.
I know you did already. Read my entire chart. Sit on your bottom though.
Sit on your bottom.
Okay. So a compound sentence is where we combine 2 sentences into one using the words but, nor, or because. For example, I can write compound sentences and I can use commas. I can write compound sentences is one sentence, right? I can use commas is another sentence. I combined those sentences into one complete sentence using an and I put the comma right before that. You can go now, Alejandro. Oh, okay. You gotta wait. We already have people out. You have to wait. We already have people out. We already have 2 people out. Okay, another time is when we open a letter or at the closing of a letter. We wrote letters earlier this year when we practiced this, right? When we begin a letter, what do we say?
Dear.
Dear.
Person's name.
In the person's name, you're right, Daniel. So when we write dear mom, for example, you always write a comma after that.
Dear Dad.
And then you write the body of your letter. Dear Dad is also another one.
Dear Daniel. Sister. Dear
Yes.
Ryan. Dear Daniel. Dear Ryan.
Yes.
Dear Honey Bunch.
Okay, I will wait until everyone can stop shouting out. Okay. Scoot back. You guys are getting closer and closer to my chair again. Okay, so when you open a letter, you always write dear or to. And then you always write their name and a comma after it. This is how you open a letter. And then at the closing, at the end of a letter, you could write from, sincerely, yours truly, your best friend, love, and then you write a comma, and then your own name. Sincerely is another great closing to a letter. You always write a comma after that, right? We practiced that when we wrote our letters earlier this year. Okay, then another important one is when you write a date. Now this isn't like when you write a date, like when you write 3/7/
Tomato. You going to tomato?
2012, right?
I wasn't even born
Naomi,
in
do you know what I'm
2012.
talking about?
I wasn't even No,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about a
We're-
person going out with another person.
Yeah, that's not the date that I'm talking about, right? We know that.
Yeah, but they're spelled the same, but two different things.
Yes, right? We have lots of. They're not synonyms. Synonyms are where they mean the same thing,
The different words.
but they mean different things. We have lots of words in English that do that. I'm gonna wait until everyone can put their eyes on me again. I see people playing with books. I see people laying down. I see people touching their friends. We all know how to sit correctly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when we are talking about a date, that means the actual day that it is. Or maybe the day that you did something specific. Or your birthday, right?
Like my birthday.
When you write a date, with a comma, it is when you are writing out the entire month. It's not when you just write it with just numbers. So you could write a date, for example, with 3/5/2021, right? That's an easy way to write a date. But sometimes you write a date while spelling out the entire month. For example, February, and then I write the number of the month, of the day of the month, the 28th, comma, and then I write the year, 2022. So for today's date, I would write March 7, comma, 2022, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So another one that we've talked about before as well is when you are writing a city or a state. Where do we live?
Colorado.
United States.
We do. That's the country. Where's the city that we live?
Colorado.
Bless you.
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. When you write your city and your state, or any city and a state, you write the city first, comma, and then the state. For example, if you wrote where we live, Denver, comma, Colorado. Maybe you're talking about Los Angeles, California. I would write Los Angeles, comma, California.
Comma, California.
That's where.
Esra and Naomi. Do we need to go sit at our desks instead? This is your last warning.
Okay.
Guess what? Whenever my dad was like texting my mom, when she was away, like he used the speaker text, and like whenever but I was younger, so I didn't know what commas were. So when I heard him say comma, I thought he was calling her that.
But actually, he was telling them to write a comma in their sentence.
Because I never saw it as a comma.
Awesome. Okay, so another one. We talked about this last week when we talked about quotation marks, right? Our quotation marks are what our characters
Say.
say.
And also it was
Sit on your bottom.
the literacy book for super kids too. Remember the one with the animal sounds?
Yeah, they were making all the animal sounds.
And
That is a
comma.
great example
And-
of when we use quotation marks, right?
And a comma too.
We used commas right before those quotation marks. So when you're writing a sentence, thank you so much. When you're writing a sentence and you are saying what a character said in your story, maybe your story that you're writing this week, you are going to write who the character is and whether they said it, yelled it, screamed it, laughed it, whispered it, right? How they said it, then a comma, and then in quotation marks you write what they say. For example, our class said, comma,
We
use commas.
We can use computers.
Okay. The last one is one that we've used a lot. And even on our last progress test with Super Kids, we were tested on this.
Yeah.
So I know you guys all know how to do it. But that's when you are making a list or a series of something. Now, what is our rule? We start adding commas when there's how many items in our list?
3.
3 or more, right?
Yeah.
When
If
there's
there's
3
two,
or
you-
more.
If there's 2, you can just do like
Don't
the
worry.
thing
Come in
and
and sit down.
the thing and the other.
Yeah, you can just write and, right? If there's only two, you can just say we play basketball and baseball. But if there's 3 or more things in your list, you are going to use commas in between each one. For example, we play baseball. I can't even read today. We play basketball, baseball, and football.
We did not actually do that.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is I have lots of cards. I'll wait until people can listen to the instructions. It's getting very frustrating at how much talking we are doing today. I know it's a Monday, but that's okay. We know the expectations. So I have all of these sentences, and we are going to look at each one, and then we are going to put the commas in the right spot. Now, we are first going to do this together, okay? And I'm going to help you. I'm going to write out the sentence on a whiteboard, and you guys are going to tell me what word do I put the comma after, okay? Then you are each going to take a whiteboard back to your desk, and we are going to do it together, where you are going to read the sentence, write it on your whiteboard, and put the comma in the right spot. Does this sound good?
No.
Okay, so let me get my whiteboard. We are gonna pull these randomly. Now, what I want you to focus on today, I want you to focus on being able to make a really good list with commas. I want you to focus on being able to write the city and state with commas. And I want you to be able to focus on writing the date with the comma, okay? These are really important that we need to be able to do it. Maya, thank you for moving yourself away from the problem.
Are we doing writing?
Okay, for example, my first one is 111 Celebrity Avenue, Hollywood, California. I'm gonna write this on my board so everyone can see it. This is an address, okay?
I know where the comma has to be.
Okay, I want you to hold it in your brain for just a second. So this is an address, just like you would put on an envelope when you're sending a letter. Hollywood. Now, notice how it just says CA. That's short for California. Just like
it could say CAL.
CO is short for Colorado.
Oh.
Okay, so I want everyone to look at our sentence. Using the rules that we just talked about and reviewed really quickly, where do I put the comma? What word do I put the comma after?
Miss Ivey?
Gabe, do you know? Daniel.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. I put the comma after Hollywood. Now, Daniel, I have a question. What rule told you that I put the comma after Hollywood?
The second M.
The second M, the one that says the middle of the city or state. Hollywood is the city, California is the state, right? So I put a comma right after Hollywood. Let's do another one together.
Yay.
I'm glad that you guys like it. Okay.
And my head. My head.
Ooh, could you put on?
Oh, this one says write today's date. Who can tell me what's today's date?
Monday. It's a Monday.
Oh, I'm listening to Kamea.
7/2021.
March 7th, 2022. There you go. 2022. I want you to look at today's date. Where do I put the comma in today's date? Alejandro, I'm waiting for you to sit up again. Aranza, where do I put the comma? After the 7, you're right. What rule tells us that I put it after the 7? Naomi. Gabe, I want you to scoot back again. You're getting so close to my feet. Thank you. What?
First M?
The first M that says the middle of the date. I always put it after the actual day of the month. Yes, Daniel, do you have a question?
Do you think you could do that Go Noodle song of I use a comma?
Oh, maybe we could do that for our brain break today. That's a great idea. Okay, let's think of another one. Right, a classmate's birthday. Who can raise their hand and tell me their birthday, and I will write it down. Caesar.
Can I look up there?
Well, what month is your birthday?
I know my mom. Me. I know.
Caesar, why don't you walk around the table and go look, and then we'll do yours next. Naomi, what is your birthday?
May 1st.
May 1st. Oh, and what year?
May 3rd.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What year?
2 days after.
What year were you born?
2014.
2014.
I
Okay, friends.
Me too.
I'll wait. It is very exciting that we were all born in 2014. I
was born in 2013.
Oh, see?
Me too. 2013.
Yes, some are
My
born in
cousin-
2013 and some
My
are born in
cousin Ari was
2014.
actually born in 2012.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
I understand.
Ari.
I'll wait.
Ariana. I call Arian. Raya.
It's really disappointing that I have to keep my lesson to get you to stop talking to your friends. Okay, so May 1st, 2014. Where do I put the comma in this date?
First.
Dylan C., thanks for being quiet and raising your hand. After what? After the 1st, you're right. That is where I put my comma. It's the same rule that in the middle of the date. Okay, now, when we all go to our seats, you will have a chance to write your own birthdays and to show me where the comma is. Don't worry. Everyone's going to have a chance to share their birthday. But Caesar, did you figure out your birthday on the birthday wall?
December.
What birthday is it? What day? December.
December.
The 7th. And what year were you born? Valeria, can we listen to Caesar, please? Raya. Hey, Dylan C.
Why?
We need to sit down on our bottom. I'm sorry, I did say Dylan C, not Dylan Y. I apologize, but I need you sitting on your bottom the whole time, okay? We're not just getting up from the carpet. I'm guessing it's 2014, because how old are you?
My birthday will be past.
Okay, but how old are you? Are we 7 or 8? You're 8. Do you know how a great way to figure out what year your birthday is? Is with math. Alex, you're right.
It's
What?
Oh, he might have been in 2013 because his birthday passed
You can take
last
our year, 2022, minus how old he is.
I got the white.
Who can do the math right now? Alex. Oh, 2 minus 8. Can we do that? What did we do?
Take away 1, 2 from the 8.
Take away 1, 2.
The 8.
From the 8? We don't take away 1 from down there. Why do you scoot back again?
Miss Ivey.
Take one away from up there.
1 away from up here. And the 2 becomes what?
A 1.
A 1.
1. And what do we do with the other 1?
I don't know.
Turn it to a 12.
12.
12. And what's 12 minus 8? Girls, I wish you were participating. 4. And then what's 1 minus nothing?
1.
What's 0 minus nothing?
0.
And what's 2 minus nothing? So what year was Caesar born? What year was Caesar born?
2014.
Awesome job.
My
That is
mom
an easy way to figure it out. Okay, so Caesar's birthday. Valeria, turn your body, please. Caesar's birthday is December 7th, 2014. Who can tell me where do I put the comma? After the 7. Good job, Gabe. That is the same rule. Okay, let's work on another rule. What about when?
I don't know.
Oh, this one is the closing of a letter. It says, thank you.
It says your friend Cake.
Cake? No.
Cake.
What do you think? Cake.
Okay, give me 1 second to write it down. Okay, I want everyone to look at the closing of my letter. It says Liam. Let's stop flipping the bottle. Anaya. Okay, thank you for the birthday gift. Your friend Kate. Where do I put a comma at the closing of a letter? Maddie. Raya, sit on your bottom.
Your friend.
After your friend, you're right. At the closing of a letter, you have your closing. Whether it's your friend, sincerely, from, love, your mom, your daughter, right?
Lovis.
And then you write your name.
Anthony.
So who is this letter written by?
Kate.
Kate wrote this
It's
letter.
written by Cake.
Daniel.
Oh boy. Okay.
What? It's his birthday?
Cake.
What do you think? Birthday. So there has to be a cake.
It's cake.
No, it's cake.
Are you guys talking about Sam?
You do not know how to spell. It's cake.
Okay. Hold on. Let's get a list.
No, cake.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I am confused on why everyone just started talking. Friends, when I'm trying to get our next prompt, is it your time to start talking to your best friend? I will wait until everyone's sitting correctly. It is amazing to me how many times I've had to stop class this morning to have you stop talking to your friend and have you sit like a second grader, not a kindergartner. If you're lying down still, you're not following the expectations. Thank you. Okay, this is the last one we are going to do together because you guys really seem to be understanding how to use commas in openings and closing of letters, in the middle of a date, in the middle of a city, and I know you guys know how to use them in a list or a series. The next one we're going to do is Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky. Who can tell me, someone that has not told me an answer yet, where do I put the comma? Where do I put the comma? You told me an answer. You told me an answer. You told me an answer. You told me an answer.
Maya did it.
Caesar, where do I put the comma?
Caesar did it.
Lexington or Kentucky? Lexington.
Caesar already did. Not mine.
After Lexington. Lexington is the city. Kentucky is the state. Good job. Okay.
Maya didn't do one.
Friends, we are going to do one more because I just realized we have not done a list yet. We have not practiced putting commas into a list yet. So let me
What about compound sentences?
remember I said, yes, Dylan, why? You're going to go with Miss Kruger for a minute. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Miss Kruger?
That's Miss Kruger.
Is she there, Kruger?
No, Miss Kruger is our first grade English teacher.
Yeah, and she was also my summer school teacher.
Oh, that's pretty fun. Okay, Naomi, I'm confused on why you are standing. Okay, so the next one we are going to practice is writing commas in a list. Okay, here is our next example. Let me read it out loud. I have cupcakes, cookies, and oranges for lunch. Who can tell me where do I put the commas? Come here.
After your cupcake and
And before and after cookies. Nice job. And also what?
And that compliment, the O on oranges looks like a C.
I know. I should have written it neater. You're right. Okay, boys. How do we sit? Okay, I have cupcakes, cookies, and oranges for lunch. I have a list of 3 things, right? Cupcakes, cookies, and oranges. And so I put a comma after each one.
Wait,
Awesome job. Yes, Naomi.
you buy the needs first, then you buy the cupcakes.
Wait, what? Say that again.
You buy the needs, then you buy the wants.
Well, I already have them all.
I
But
already
you
have
are
my
right.
English.
Thank you for connecting it to our social studies that we always want to eat our needs first before we our
Yeah,
wants.
you think, bro.
No, Miss Ivy, your pants.
I know. My tights are broken. Okay.
Can I see the red dot on your eye?
Okay. When I call your table, you are going to come get a whiteboard marker. Does it matter what color we get?
No.
We are going to get an eraser and a whiteboard. You are going to quietly sit at your desk so that we can practice editing our sentences all by ourselves. Capiche? Let's try that again. Capiche? Okay. What 3 freeze? We are not grabbing at the markers. What 3 things are you getting when I call your table? Alex. Oh, I called on Alex. Boys, scoot back. All the way back. A marker, an eraser, and a whiteboard. What should our voice be at while we go to our desk? It doesn't take talking to go sit